So the clock currently reads 4:38 p.m. So it's about 4:38 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on January 25th, 2020. Currently located in the room I'm sleeping in, located in the county of Sonoma, State of California, United States of America. Looking at California Penal Code, California Penal Code Part 1, Title 7, Chapter 9, Criminal Profiteering. Looking at Section 186.2. 10, 186.2 A10, mayhem. So, criminal profiteering activity means an act committed or attempted or a threat made for financial gain or advantage. So it's this concept of like the show that they put on, or the show that Clark Anderson puts on, and like a lot of these people like, oh, also Clark Anderson puts on, a lot of these people might have participated in like trying to go for financial gain. I'm not sure. Anyway, there might be a lot of people who like tried to gain financially during 2014 to 2020, in association, like in ways associated and associated with me being harassed, assaulted, or battered through advanced technologies. But there's also like the overall concept of everybody as like a show, and like people like watching, and like people doing like, there's all these like heads of industry and like politicians around, and like possible like deals being made, and like like agreements being made, or like ideas being traded, communication, socializing. All that stuff going on of all these people, and I'm being harassed, assaulted, and battered, either in the same room or like in a room of the party, so to speak, metaphorically speaking, of like a room of the party, possibly. Now I'm just guessing. So, but anyway, as far as like the whole like, I'm not just guessing, but okay, so it would be also, are these people, as far as 186.1 is concerned, these people might be considered organized crime. Might be organized crime going on, even just with like, I don't know, activities outside of harassing, assaulting, and battering me. And also including activities harass, assaulting, and batter me, and activities harass, insult, and batter me, regardless of anything else they might be doing. All that stuff, alone or together, might be considered organized crime. And as far as Section 186.2 of California Penal Code, Part 1, Title 7, Chapter 9, Section 186.2 A10. Okay, now we're going to talk about mayhem. Okay, mayhem. California Penal Code, Part 1, Title 8, Chapter 2. It's either mayhem or mayhem. Mayhem. So, Section 203 of Penal Code, Part 1, Title 8, Chapter 2. Section 203. Would be disable. They might have like they might have temporarily like disabled part of my brain, operating this technology, and also disabled like some sort of technological accompaniment to my brain. So they're doing like possibly doing like strange, or they're doing things to my brain, and they're doing things that are like extra. I'm like super screwed. They didn't ask if they could do things to my brain. They might have, I'm not sure if they asked, or they started before they asked. Yeah, they didn't ask. They started before they asked. And they might have asked when they were already harassing, assaulting, and battering me, and I had already been, like, harassed for a long time, or possibly assaulted and battered for a long time. But they didn't, like, give me notice. They didn't ask. And they started doing things to me, including, like, screwing me. And part of that, like, screwing me, involves like, I think they're doing something through this like technological like accompaniment to my neurological processes and my thoughts, where they're like adjusting my focus or like disorienting me partially, like attending to certain parts of like, you know, so I think they might have been disabling one, the technological brain parts of the technological brain simulator, temporarily disabling it, and also temporarily, possibly like permanently, because they've been at it so long, or not, maybe not, you know, possibly permanently. I hope not. Parts of my actual brain, like my actual like organic tissue, physical in my head brain. Excuse me. So, and malicious, well, they seemed malicious, they acted maliciously. What does malicious mean? I know what malicious means. We gotta look up malicious on the internet. So I was a little excited for that one. I had the audio recorder going prior to this. Characterized by malice, intending or intended to do harm. Yeah, I think they intended to do harm. They might have had like an excuse for why they were doing harm, or they might have had like a supposed or a purported reason. They might have also had reasons for doing harm to me, but I felt harmed. I perceived myself being harmed. Maybe I should look up what the word harm actually means. So look up harm, define. What malice means. Harm, physical injury, especially that which is deliberately inflicted. So physical injury, I think they were physically injuring my brain. Like they were intensely, they acted like aggressive towards me. I told them to stop, and they did something to me. So if they did something to my like physical brain when I was telling them to stop, I think that alone might constitute injury. I think it might. I think that might constitute injury. In addition to that, they were doing things that were like abnormal or seemed abnormal, seemed extra, included like artistic communications or like, you know, things communicated artistically, and possibly like confusingly, and oh, I was distressed during it, and I was telling them to stop. There was like wooing and deeing going on, whatever, you know, or what they called wooing and deeing, or, you know, there was mention of wooing and deeing. I experienced like memories, like I'd like memories suddenly like occurring and suddenly like dissipating or stop, like I'd not have the memory anymore. Like a thought would like immediately come up and immediately stop. So it seemed like very obviously like technological, and like someone was doing something to me that didn't seem like natural, and like didn't seem like my like what I used to understand as like the way my brain like acted, or like the way like my natural brain would have acted had I not already been hooked up. This is an important point. That my natural brain, so I think I may have been operating on this technological accompaniment to my brain may have been going the whole time, you know? That's, jeez. There are a lot of considerations. I'm trying to convey that I was harassed, assaulted, and battered. You know, that I'm a victim of, like, battery as, I'm a victim of mayhem as defined in the California Penal Code, or mayhem as defined in the California Penal Code. But there may be additional considerations. There may be all sorts of considerations about what's been going on with me and what's going on with people and what's going on in the world. But like what I'm doing right now is trying to convince law enforcement and criminal prosecutors in the United States that I am the victim of actual crimes that have actually occurred while I was located in the county of Sonoma in the state of California during 2011 to 2020. During the years 2011 to 2020, including this current year. including January 2020. Mayhem, were they doing that? I think they were screwing me. Yeah, those like 3 videos when I said they were sexually assaulting me, or those like series of videos. I was on my bed like humping a pillow, and they were like screwing me, you know? I was being like that thing where like I was screwed, like disoriented, and that thing was like turning on my brain and my thoughts, and I was telling those people to stop, and also they were causing me to want to masturbate, and so I'm humping a pillow on my bed, like distressed. This thing is screwing, and I think I'm telling them to stop. Like, did I have the audio recorder? I don't even have the audio recorder going. And these people were operating some advanced technology and causing me. They were causing me. These people were causing me by operating some advanced technology, or advanced technological machinery that remotely acts on my neurological system and my body, to cause me to want to have the experience of wanting to masturbate and watch internet pornography. And I was saying to them, stop doing that to me. Stop causing me to want to masturbate. Pretty sure I was saying that. I've been saying that. I've been like clearly conveying that message. Stop causing me to want to masturbate. I'm almost certain, I'm pretty sure that's what I've been saying. Geez, it would have been nice to have the audio recorder going during the whole time, but anyway. Where's my thought go? So, yeah. I think it was January 2010. It was like a series of videos. I was doing something, like the video turns off and then it turns back on, and I say I was sexually assaulted. I think it was during January 2020. Either that or late 2019. And I think, and they're screwing me. So if they're screwing me, I think they're disabling my brain. And they're either disabling my brain or like disabling or doing something to this technological accompaniment to my neurological system. This thing that might possibly store simulations of thoughts, simulations of memories, be part of like the technological machinery that's remotely acting on my neurological system, possibly through like a satellite and microwaves or radio waves or some sort of waves or phenomena of the physical universe, or of the universe, or of possibly something more. It could be natural, I'm not sure. I suspect it's a technology. It seems, from what I've viewed, it seems like it might be a technology, a man-made technology. Might even be alien-made technology. Might even be aliens. Might even be like some like physical phenomena that I've been unaware of. It might not be technology, but it seems like technology. It looks like, what I've experienced seems like technology. What was I talking about? Mayhem. Right. So they disabled something, or like part of or I should say, I was caused to feel disoriented, and caused to have like my focus, like maybe like positive experience, what might be describable or something similar to that might have been described as like my like focus like deepening, or my concentration deepening, or like my like awareness deepens. Some of that also possibly like together and or separately also like disorientation or like and or partial disorientation and or like partial disorientation and simultaneous like disorientation. So like various aspects of like my awareness or like thought at the time, like being like disoriented or like or oriented or hyper oriented, you could say. Hyper oriented? I'm not sure about that part. I know I've definitely been like disoriented, but it's like disoriented in like a complex, possibly in a complex fashion. I'm not sure. I've been disoriented. Excuse me. Yeah. It's like screwed. So some of that might include something that might be construed as disabling. Stop threatening me. There's a picture of someone threatening me, saying if I like get it wrong, they might like leave me all like or like break my back or my neck or something. Yikes! There's a picture of that Jeff person saying something like that, or possibly that Jeff person saying something just now as I'm sitting here making this video. Can I see myself on there? Is this? Yeah. Wow. So my awareness, my focus, my perception, there was like some sort of like disorientation. And I wonder if while I was disoriented, if they were disabling something, if they were disabling a technological accompaniment to my neurological, or part of it, if they were disabling part of, or an aspect of, or part of technological accompaniment to my neurological processes, possibly part of like normal data processing, or that's programming of the technological accompaniment to my brain. While I'm disoriented, they're like working on something or like doing something or to this technological accompaniment to my brain, or like the programming of my particular programming associated with myself, my own thought processes. So this technological accompaniment to my brain, remote technological accompaniment to my brain, remote technological machinery accompaniment to my brain. Okay, and is there some sort of... Now, if they're doing extra things to me, like extra things to the technological accompaniment to my brain, extra things to like the digital programming or like the computer programming or like the programming of the technological accompaniment to my brain that's like specific to me, while they're like screwing me, or while they were doing things, while things were occurring to me, 2011 to 2020, and or 2014 to 2020. Like the wooing and dean stuff, like I think that might have, or stuff seemed more overt, even like more drastic, in some ways, during 2014 to 2020. So did all this extra stuff that was occurring to me 2011 to 2020 and 2014 and or 2014 to 2020, has that had an effect on my brain that can be that would be considered disabling? So have they disabled my brain? There's like the extra stuff they were doing, like what's particular to the extra stuff they were doing, and also just generally what's all that like activity doing? You know, what's is it like? Like is my brain getting like cooked, or is it, you know, am I getting fried on like extra neuro messages or extra neuroact or extra remote technology activity? Every time I'm caused to like perceive an image or perceive like a sound or perceive a thought, uh, or like that I'm like disoriented, and like something's going on, like I'm having all these thoughts, I'm experiencing all this harassment. Um, is all that extra stuff just generally like frying my physical brain tissue and neurological my nerve tissue, and also like the like whatever like sort of like phenomenal um, aspects of my brain, and all its amazing feats and thoughts. And is that like you know there's also so with the pinking, I think they might do like extra programming or something different, some kind of programming that's like different than what like I used to be, or what's or even what might be considered like normal, even though that some of the pinking might also be considered normal, or at least normal to some people, or common to some people. Um, Comments? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. So, and I was saying stop. I was saying stop through the whole thing, or at least from like 2014 to 2020. I'm almost certain. I'm almost certain. I'm not certain. I'm not certain, but I think I was. I'm pretty sure I was. I might have been saying stop prior to 2014, but I was definitely saying. I think I was saying stop way more after 2014 than I was saying stop prior to 2014 and after the harassment started in 2011. So is the pinking stuff disabling? Did it disable my part of my brain, or part of like my normal processing, or part of the processing that I had prior to, or like in adjusting the processing, or like my thought processing and like physical processing, or the processing of the technological accompaniment to my brain? So there's a consideration of how they disabled something in the technological accompaniment to my brain, and also have they disabled, and also separately have they disabled some sort of like part of my physical body, physical brain, physical neurological system. Um, just hooking anybody up to this, or like doing this advanced remote tech neurotech stuff to anybody. Is it disabling their actual brain, their physical brain, and like their physical neurological system? And so is like all these people that are, or supposedly all these people that are being hooked up to this technological accompaniment to their neurological processes, their neurological systems. Um, this remote technological accompaniment to their neurological systems. Are they all like, all this time they spend like interacting with this machine, is it like destroying their actual physical bodies, their physical brains, their physical nerves? And is that disabling their actual brain, their actual like neurological systems? Are all these people victim of mayhem? All these people? Seems like there might be a lot of people hooked up to this, or like, getting beamed or by this advanced technology. It doesn't, it doesn't. Seems like it might be frying their natural neurological systems, their natural brains, their natural nerves, their natural like functions and bodies. Might be, I mean, I think it observes what's going on. Who knows what it's doing to do that, if it's bouncing like radio waves or microwaves off your brain just to like sense what's going on, or it might just be like, it might be like might be able to observe and not harm it, but I mean, if it's, and separately, if it's inducing like thoughts, it seems like if it's inducing thoughts and like inducing like visual or causing perceptions of visual imagery, then it's like going to be like acting on the neurological system. So it's going to be like doing something to the neurological system. Like it's like hitting the actual nerves or beaming radio waves or sonic waves or microwaves or some kind of wave or some sort of physical phenomena at a person's or at a person's neurological, at their actual nerves and at their actual brain. And also possibly, if it's doing something, if it's beaming something at someone's nerves, it seems like that'd be like doing something to someone's nerves. So that would constitute injury, or could constitute injury. There's like the physical battery associated with physical acting upon, physical like, associated with battery, associated with injury. And in addition to acting on someone's nerves and brain and neurological system, there's also issues of like, is there some sort of way of like causing actual like vibrations that can be like perceived as sound? Is there a way of like beaming actual like something that actually causes like the eye acting like as it acted, like the human eye, someone's human eye acting as it does naturally, causing it to like perceive or sense like something that the person who's the person would perceive as like an image or like an image, like a hologram type image or possibly an actual image, any kind of image, or have like vague perceptions of something similar to an image by like its own natural perception of something that this advanced technology has caused to, if it's like bouncing microwaves, if it's like hitting water molecules in the air with microwaves that cause the water molecules to reflect light in a particular way, that a person would see and like perceive as like something. I think that that sort of stuff might also go on, or might, I think, geez, though. So that stuff's possible. That stuff's possible. Probably it seems even more likely with the sound stuff, or even also with like physical perceiving, something physical, or not perceiving, but like like sensing something, actually sensing with your actual like natural physical nerves, like something like some sort of like sonic beam from like a satellite or something like that. That might be possible. However, yeah, okay. Also to that, I suspect something's happening to my actual nerves are getting hit, because I've had like perceptions of my thoughts were being like affected by these people who were harassing me. Like sudden occurrences of like a memory or a thought like suddenly dissipates. They kind of did like demonstrations of like turning off like a memory or turning it on. Like I'd think of something and then open it. That's an important point. It's an important point. What was the feelings? Physical. I experienced I experienced sensations of like intense physical like feelings, intense physical sensations, like internal physical sensations, like of like sexual arousal and like sexual like feelings, sexual like physical feelings of like sexual ecstasy, so I was caused to experience those, and not just directed at like my genitals, but also like through my body, So it was sort of like there was that. There was also sudden occurrences of particular memories or particular thoughts, sudden dissipation of particular thoughts, particular memories, and sudden occurrences like demonstrated like all of a sudden I felt hungry. It's like I went from not even thinking about food to like feeling hungry in like less than a second. And so it seemed like very obvious. It seemed like I had thoughts at the time, or it seemed at the time like it was like a demonstration, or could be a demonstration of someone like operating a particular technology. So does that make sense? Like I went from not feeling hungry to feeling hungry in what seemed like a very unnatural way, like as though someone like clicked a button on a machine or a machine control panel that then caused me to want to feel hungry. So someone's operating this technology that causes me to feel hungry, causes me to want to eat, causes me to have like thoughts, experience like physical stuff, experience like mental states of like wanting to do something and not wanting to do something, states of feeling tired, states of feeling like energetic. What else was there? See, I'm like sitting here, like, and it seems as though like my thoughts seem as though like I'm communicating with people, and people are like possibly causing me to talk right now, or like their mind, their brain, or like their thoughts are also like acting towards causing me to speak. I've been cooking on this thing so long. Do I even exist anymore? Especially after 2011 to 2020 and 2014 to 2020. Anyway, I know I exist, but who knows about the state of my brain, and like the state of like the technological equipment of my brain. I've been working on this audio recorder so long, Even before that, even before I even got the audio recorder, I didn't go in. I didn't go in, like I didn't really like settle and go in and like, like all the way in and like do what they do, and they like operate this technology and it interfaces with them like in like what I assume is like a fairly convenient way and like easy to operate like fashion. But for the reasons that I didn't go in, or I didn't go in, and I didn't get made, and so I've been like out. I've been out, as they say, and I think that's different. It's like the pace of thoughts, the pace of like the pace and like the ratio of like thought to time, and it's like different for like when you're out, and we're like, it's, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. That might not be correct. It might not be correct. Anyway, who knows what it's been doing to me out here. I've been saying stop so much, trying to get these people to stop doing things to me. I've been trying to like put stuff on audio recorder so that I can like convince law enforcement and criminal prosecutors to prosecute these people. So they stop, so they like fear what might happen, and they stop doing this to me when I say stop. They stop doing these things to me when I say stop. And I think also these people, I think the people doing these things to me, like harass, assault, or batter me, might also like want or like have an interest, or might also not have an interest, or might have an interest in it not happening. Might have an interest, might not have an interest, might have an interest in it not happening. But it happening being that they get criminally prosecuted. There's also the civil suit. There's also those considerations, or a possible civil suit. And with all the entertainment stuff, there's entertainment stuff, there might be a considerable amount of money involved. Considerable. It's like movies, television. There's all these like heads of industry, politicians, possible like law enforcement, possible U.S. military involved in events in which I was harassed, assaulted, and battered, sexually harassed, sexually assaulted, sexually battered. While I was located in the state of California, while I was located in the United States of America, during the years 2000, during a period of the years 2010 to 2020. And there's, and this technology, people generally, it doesn't seem like it's like publicized in the news or anything, or on TV, or even generally talked about, or generally like freely and openly talked about in the public. It could be though, it could be. But you don't see it on the TV, or I haven't seen it on the TV, I haven't seen it on the news, or at least explicitly, I haven't seen this technology explicitly acknowledged on the TV or news, or at least not in any sort of like popular and pervasive fashion. And so there's all sorts of like financial interests and like power interests and like economic interests and like political interests and industrial interests and like and like this sort of thing. There's communications to me right now. The clock currently reads 5:17 p.m. It's communications to me right now. The guy I met in Arizona, who looked like Robert Grant, he was depicted as like revving a motorcycle. There's all these. There's a lot of like considerations about like fraud, possibly like assaulting and battering me, with hopes that like I just do a civil suit, or with hopes that like they get prosecuted, but like I go for no actual like sentencing, so like just like a guilty verdict with no sentencing, and then there's the civil suit. So there might be like an interest in like and considering all like the entertainment profits or entertainment items involved, mass media entertainment items involved, there's a considerable amount. It seems like there might be a considerable amount of money involved. So there's issues with that involved with any sort of like harassment, assault, and battery of me. And there was a harassment, assault, and battery 2014 to 2020, and there was the harassment that was, I'm pretty sure it was also assault and battery. The 2011, or from a day during the first half of 2011 through 2013. So like at least into 2014. But that stuff happened, I think like some of like just like the general like what seemed like just like atmospheric noise or like perceptions of noises that just seemed like to be, you know, pervasive through the media environment. Is that environmental noises? Or, I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it, but like that kind of harassment. And also just like the general, So that's part of the harassment that occurred 2011 through 2013. Like general atmospheric noises or like general noise or sound like all the time while I was awake, whether it be like birds or crickets or like increased like vehicle traffic noise. And then there was that, and then so that was sort of like the stuff that sort of stuff went like 2011, like past 2013. But sometime 2014 and after 2014, there was also like something that might have been referred to as Zool, which is just sort of like a strange atmospheric noise. The stuff 2011 through 2013 was more like birds chirping, frogs croaking, increased vehicle traffic noise, increased plane traffic noise. Yeah. But there might have also been some like 2011 from when the harassment started in 2011 through 2013, there might have also been like general atmospheric noise. Or perceptions of general atmospheric noise. Kind of seemed like maybe like Clark Anderson and the pot growers were going from when it started 2011 through 2013, and 2014 to 2020, it was like my family members, siblings, their spouses and partners, former acquaintances, former friends, family acquaintances, people from the general public. So you get that? It's sort of like Clark Anderson and his deal, and also a lot of people, 2011 through 2013, and then 2014 to 2020, it was like siblings, family members, acquaintances of family members, spouses, and also Clark Anderson and his crew and the Mendocino pot growers and the, also like Robert Grant and like the heads of industry, politicians, it seemed like they showed up. Celebrities, fashion celebrities, like people from the fashion world, people from the entertainment world. They showed up like 2014 and or after 2014. It was like steady harassment by assault and battery. 2011 to from a day in the first half of 2011 through 2013, like into 2014 and possibly past 2014. It was like there was sort of general harassment by assault and battery. You know, there was some ups and downs, some like more extreme harassments, some less harassing times. But from the day it started, someday during the first half of 2011, and into 2014, and into 2014, I was harassed from when I woke up to when I fell asleep, all day long, every day. Harassed by what I suspect was assault and battery. So they're assaulting and battering me, and I'm experiencing like a very harassing situation. I'm experiencing being harassed. That's what happened. Yeah, I think that's pretty sure. Yeah, okay, pretty sure. Okay, and then 2014 to 2020, there's continuous harassment. I wake up being harassed. I fall asleep being harassed. I'm harassed the whole time while I'm awake. There's ups and downs. I'm harassed by assault and battery. And there's also like overt assault. There's also overt assault and battery. There's also like overt like visual images. Not so many visual images prior to 2014. And more overt, more obvious. It's like people talking to me, people communicating to me. Prior to 2014, it was like mantras, like kind of like repeated lines, some communication. And 2014 and after 2014, it's much more like overt. I don't know what overt means. Let's look up overt. Overt. Done or shown openly, plainly or readily apparent, not secret or hidden. So I would say done or shown openly, maybe not so much. Plainly, or I'd say it's plainly or readily apparent. It seems obvious to me what they're doing is like assault and battery. And it seems obvious and like made apparent to at least me that that people are like acting on me and communicating to me and doing things to me or were doing things to me. In some respects, it might be hidden. I'm not sure who these people have been telling, or even who even knows it when they're like up and out, as they say, when they're out, as they say, and not like in operating this technology. And they're like, you know, they have explained that, how they like go in and operate the technology, and it's like it's operated with like thoughts, and they like perceive like what I assume are like controls, or there's some sort of like interface that they operate this technology with and like do things to me by operating this technology. And they, you know, and they did things to me by operating this technology. It was done or shown openly to me, or kind of openly, maybe, you know, not entirely openly, but it was, you know, it seemed obvious that things were happening to me. But you know, like Daniel and you know, my family, my siblings and their partners would show up at the house and like not really say, you know, it wasn't It wasn't like completely openly acknowledged. In fact, it was markedly unacknowledged. You know, I gave a piece of paper to Daniel and Camille. I gave a piece of paper to Anne. I gave a piece of paper to, I think I gave a piece of paper to Elizabeth and Lee. No, did I? I might have, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I gave a piece of paper that said, like, if you're harassing me, stop harassing me. If you have any information, please send it to law enforcement or something to that effect. That happened 2020 and or 2019. Late 2019. Okay. So where are we at? California Penal Code, Part 1, Title 8, Chapter 2, Section 205, aggravated mayhem. Say it was unlawful. They were doing things to me and I was saying stop. Extreme indifference to the physical or psychological well-being of another person. You know, I would say at least temporarily, or I'd say they were at least, you know, my psychological well-being was at least like temporarily, like possibly affected. You know, I experienced like distress. I experienced being like attacked. I experienced having things done to me when I was saying stop doing those things to me, to the people who were doing those things to me. And those things involved doing things to my brain. They involved doing things to my genitals. They involved doing things to like my thoughts, or like something that I understood to be like what constitutes sort of like my collection of thoughts, my collection of memories, and like my collection of like personal traits, physical trait, like mental traits, mental state traits, personality traits. I understood them to be doing something to all those things when I was telling them to stop. And to stop doing things to me. Meaning stop doing things to all those things. Stop doing things to me. That's what I was saying. That's what I was telling these people. That's what I was conveying to these people. That's what I was attempting to convey to these people. I was saying that to these people. And, you know, it was years that they just kept rolling through me and kept doing this stuff to me. Disorienting me, sending me thoughts, doing things what I suspected were changing this technological accompaniment to my brain. They did things to my body. They changed my body. All these little like physical adjustments to my body, like little like what constitute what I suspect are a lot of individual like counts of battery. Individual acts that are considered that each one by themselves would be considered battery, or each one by itself would be considered battery, would constitute battery. You know, you could apply laws in the California Penal Code about battery to each one of those individual acts. And for multiple years, there have been, you know, more than 10 little batteries and assaults every day. Some days possibly more than 100. Individual, like little like adjustments to my body. They do like little adjustments to like parts of your body of like to like maybe convey like indication of things that are going on, like through in the content of this technological accompaniment to my brain. In every little communication, I've been saying stop to these people for so long, and so every communication after I said stop, you know, either the first time or the 100th time or the thousandth thousandth time, you know, um, even every little communication, because every little communication is conveyed to me by some sort of stimulation, or what I suspect is some sort of stimulation of my neurological system. That means every little communication would constitute a count of battery. Or each separate communication would constitute a count of battery, a separate count of battery. So each thought, each like communication, in addition to each like little physical assault, physical battery, in addition to each induced perception of sexual feeling or sexual like sensations, induced or like every little like induced every induced erection, every like induced penis engorging, every what else did they do? Every time they caused my anus to leak fluid, every time they, and that was happening like daily, multiple times daily. For more than a month, possibly more than a year. I think more than a year. At least like a few times a week for more than a year. And possibly a lot more than that. They caused my anus to leak fluid. I think I might have been sexually assaulted every day for at least the past like 2 years, or at least the past year, at least the past 365 days. Or not the past 365 days. I think, anyway, at least half of the days of 2019, I was sexually assaulted at least once. At least a quarter of the days of 2019, I was sexually assaulted more than 3 times, or sexually battered more than 3 times a day. And those might be very like conservative estimates. Very conservative. That's not even an estimate. That's like a sure like approximation, a sure guess, or not a short guess, but a sure amount. Ugh. Sexually battered at least once, more than half the days during 2019. Possibly every day of 2019. I would say that. I'd say every day of 2019. Every day? I'm almost, very possibly every day. Including during June 2019, including during July 2019. I've made videos and like descriptions or audio recordings of like things that occurred when I got back from Southern California, when I went there during 2019. And I was on like high doses of psychiatric medication. It's kind of important. It's kind of an important time. There's audio recordings and or videos about it and or handwritten notes about it. I like wasn't saying stop, but I was dosed out on I was on psychiatric medication. I was coming down off of like shots of high doses of psychiatric medication, antipsychotics. What was it? Risperdal, or like some sort of like injection form of a psychiatric medication similar to Risperdal. It's like Invega or Invega Sustaina or something. It's like the injection form of Risperdal, which is like an antipsychotic psychiatric prescription medication. There was that, and what else did they do? When I got back, they did something in the something in like my thought process. There's some sort of like leap, and it didn't seem like healthy. It even seemed like it might have been injurious to my brain, or like the technological coming into my brain, which like is involved in what I suspect is my brain function. So might very well constitute like injury to my brain. It might constitute and also like a repeated injury to my brain, because every time that O comes around, or that like that like injurious, or the O that resulted when I was injured, while as they were making O, every time that O comes around or is like involved in thought processes, does that constitute an additional injury of my brain? So they did something. It seemed like there was some sort of like there was like a leap of logic. There was a leap of logic, and there was also some sort of like it didn't seem like healthy. Something happened that didn't seem healthy. There was a leap of logic. I was like kind of screwed. I think I was screwed, so I was like focused or something. I was considered like they were sending thoughts about something. I think they were also simultaneously like possibly sexually assaulting me, like physically, sexually battering me physically, or like, and also like stimulating me sexually, or causing me to have like sexual thoughts, like doing something to me, something possibly sexual, as I was lying down in bed. But like something in the O seemed like there was some sort of leap. Maybe I'll try and explain it in a different video. But there was some sort of like, it didn't seem healthy. It seemed like it might have been injurious. It didn't seem like good, like steady, smooth, like O, It didn't seem like good, steady, smooth O. It seemed there was a leap, and even the leap seemed like might have been like a little like retarded. This was after I got back to Sonoma County from Southern California during 2019. Within like a few days or a few weeks of getting back to Sonoma County. At least within a year. At most within 2 months of getting back to Sonoma County. I think when I was lying in bed in this room. Yeah, when I was lying in bed in this room. What else was going on then? Oh, Teresa Kevel was like torturing me and tormenting me. Teresa Kevel was, there were depictions of Teresa Kevel tormenting me. Or some sort of like this is the end like theme going on, or like some sort of like fatalistic sort of something themed to like thought processes. I was being like aggressively pinked. I wasn't saying stop. I was still like distressed. I'm pretty sure I was like noticeably distressed and was like still like trying to escape. Like things would happen, and like I'd try to like walk away. Yeah, I think so. I was at least like distressed, I think I was distressed. Might even have been like resistant also. Even though I wasn't like saying stop. There's some sort of audio file or video and or handwritten note. Some sort of audio file or video of me explaining this, of me explaining what was going on. I think it might be important that it like be included in any kind of investigation. And this might be might be a topic that's worth making an additional video about. This thing even see me with the. I can turn the light on. I gotta get to the end of this. There's that. Okay. So there's that issue. A lot of sexual assault 2019. Sexual assault 2020. Pretty sure sexual assault 2018. Possibly 2017. I was like, there's like a whole progression. There's like different things that were happening. There was like different things were happening. Some of the same things were happening. Some of the same things were happening, but in different ways during 2014 to 2020. It was like a whole like progression and like to the like there's like a string of events, and like progression and like a course to like the harassment, assault, and battery. 2014 to 2020. There might be something on the audio recorder prior to this video, like the 5 to 10 minutes prior to this video. Before I end the video, I'll tell you the name of the audio recording that's currently recording. So it's audio file with the name. It's audio file with the file name 200125_002.wav. It's currently at 8 hours, 20 minutes, and 38 seconds, 39 seconds, 40 seconds, 41 seconds. Okay. Back to the California Penal Code. Oh, it's looks like it's after sunset. Still a little bit of light left, looks like, but looks like it's after sunset. Clock on the computer currently reads 5:45 p.m. and the computer shows that the wireless is currently hooked up to the internet. It's currently connected to the internet. So it's about 5:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on January 25th, 2020. The date, when you click the time on the computer, reads Saturday, January 25th, 2020. The number on the California driver's license issued to me is D4315123. Yep. Okay. Disability. So do I have any permanent disability? I don't hope not. I think so. Might be kind of cooked. Neurological system might be kind of cooked. I'm not sure how they define psychological well-being. The people who were doing this stuff to me kind of seemed like they were premeditated. They conspired to do the things to me. They planned to do the things to me. They started working on the plan, and they continued to go through with the plan, or at least continue to do things to me. I was saying stop. I was saying stop 2014 into 2020. I'm pretty sure I was saying stop during 2014. So I was saying stop like the whole time. There was the stuff that was planned to occur and did occur, what I suspect was planned to occur and did occur during 2014. And there was stuff that occurred after I did the trip to Southern California, sometime during 2014 to 2018. I made it to Southern California, and then to Texas, and then took a flight, I think from Houston through LAX to San Francisco, and then came back to Sonoma County. I think, yeah, things were like different, and things were kind of similar, and things were kind of the same from like before I went on the trip and after I got back from that trip. Different and the same. Different in some ways and the same in some ways. And I think, I wonder if the whole thing, part of the whole thing was planned. Part of the whole thing, like 2011 to 2020. Part of it, all of it, some of it was planned by people, some of it planned together, some of it's planned separately, possibly. Anyway. It seemed complex. I think they might have planned. You can ask me sometime why I think that. I think it might have been. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was planned. It's been a long day. Yeah, it's not that bad. I've also made. I've during January 2020, I've made another video about mayhem. I think I made it about the section on assault and battery, and or the chapter on assault and battery, and also the chapter on mayhem. I think I've also done one on human trafficking, and might have done a video on abuse of dependent adults sometime during January 2020. So the start of the video or movie file would start 2001. The file name would start 2001. And there'd be 2 more digits after that, and then it would say movie on. So if you check the OneDrive for January 2020, there's some videos on there that are, I think, might be some of like the most like, yeah, might be very important to investigators, criminal investigators. So please, if you're a criminal investigator, please watch the movies for that were made during January 2020. And there might be associated audio files. I think they're associated audio files. Oh, yeah. I think when they were screwing me. Oh, geez, I'm looking at California Penal Code, Part 1, Title 8, Chapter 2, Section 205. Or deprives a human being of a limb, organ, or member of his or her body. I think with all the neurotech stuff they were doing, I was possibly deprived of my brain, at least temporarily. Like my own communication with my brain, or the communication of my brain within itself, I think was interrupted and or disrupted and or obstructed and or affected by people operating this advanced technology. Not one, just generally. Anybody who's like hooked me up to some strange advanced technology, or like is beaming some strange, advanced technology at anybody. And in addition to that, I think with all like the extra stuff people were doing to me 2014 to 2020 and 2011 to 2020, it could be said that I was deprived of part of my brain, at least part of my brain. It even said that my brain was deprived of part of itself. I think there's a very strong possibility that you could say that, depending on what this technology was doing to my brain as they were like, screwing me, wooing me, D'ing me, causing sudden occurrences and dissipations of memories, extremely sudden occurrences of memories and thoughts, um, and like mental and physical states, or mental states of like wanting something or being hungry. As they're doing all this like abnormal and or extra neurotech stuff, as I'm saying stop, and as they were already harassing me prior to, and they were harassing me after, harassing me by assault and battery immediately prior to and immediately after and during these events in which they were, screwing me for one, like daily over the course of a few years, what I think very well might be, I think I think I was temporarily deprived of part of my brain, part of my nerves, or part of my brain, part of, in one sense, because, just from whenever I was originally hooked up to this technological accompaniment to my neurological processes, or not hooked up, but like whenever like this technological accompaniment to my neurological process started like scanning and not necessarily when it started observing, possibly when it started observing, but when it started like doing things, whenever it started doing things to my actual brain. I don't know if this thing's been going since before birth, after I turned the age of 1, or, possibly before birth. This thing might have been working on my brain and working on, who knows what this technology thinks the suspected technology has been doing. But in addition to that, the stuff 2014 to 2020, all like the extra stuff and like the harassment type stuff and stuff that occurred as I was saying stop, and like as people were like attacking me, 2014 to 2020 and 2011 to 2020. Sorry. Excuse me. It's a lot of screwing. A lot of screwing. Sorry, people are communicating to me. They might be trying to say that. Who knows what they go through, Yeah, I have my doubts. About them. Anyway, people were communicating to me just now. So I think just by all the screwing they were doing during 2014 to 2020 might constitute depriving me of a member of my body. Or at least part of a member of my body. That member, and that member being my brain, it's sort of like it's like a wholesome member of my body. It sort of uses all of itself, or I suspect it uses a lot of itself. Then again, people have been shown to still function after, suffering a severe injury to parts of their brain. So I think with like the screwing, adjustments to perception, the disorientation, the like induced focus, like deliberately electronically definite. Yeah, it's like definite focus. This machinery is doing something to me, or like someone's doing something to this machinery, and it's like definitely happening. I might have been able to like try and get away from it, but yeah, I might have been able to. They were like really doing something to me. I was saying stop. I was saying stop out loud. I was like getting out of bed, walking away from them, walking out of the room. I'd like walk outside. They'd like chase me around the house. Not chase me around the house, but like I'd walk around the house, come back in through the front door, and it'd still be harassing me. I'd walk to the park up the street. They'd follow me to the park. They'd harass me on the way to the park. They'd harass me at the park. They'd harass me on the way back to the house. They'd harass me when I was in the house. They'd harass me when I was in my bedroom. They'd harass me in the bathroom. Harass me when I was eating. Harass me when I was smoking marijuana. Harass me when I was going to the doctor. Harass me while I was in my doctor's appointments. Not as much, but some harassment while I was pretty sure some harassment while I was in doctor's appointments, like therapy harassments. Pretty sure at least once I've been harassed while I was in pretty sure. Yeah, I'd say I was harassed. Yeah, I was harassed when I was in at least once while I was in a therapy appointment at Kaiser. In addition to being harassed when I was doing the IOP, in addition to also being harassed when I was doing the IOP program at the Kaiser Psychiatry. I think that was during 2019, possibly during 2019. December 2019. Possibly also November 2019, I'm not sure. Late 2019. And I'm not sure what sort of interpretations go along with psychological well-being. Not to mention the physical well-being. Also the physical well-being of all that. Yeah, all that time spent like screwing me and doing things to me. What was all that doing to like my physical well-being? Just the amount of activity and like amount of like doing things to my doing abnormal and or extra things to my neurological system. All the screwing, all the perceived visuals, all the perceived sounds, perceived thoughts, all the extra stuff, all the stuff included in harassment that I was telling people to stop. That I was telling people to stop doing. That's all that do to my my neurological. I suspect my neurological system may have been cooked 2014 to 2020 and 2011 to 2020. Cooked as in like beamed with too much technological, microwaves or sonic waves. There's also, all sorts of stuff. The neurosurge, remember the 2 neurosurges? There's that. There's the time I had the electrical charge sensation in the back of my neck. There's a time I was caused to shake as though having a seizure. There's the different video made about mayhem, about the stuff they did to my genitals during 2013 and or 2014. Or the stuff they did to me that caused me to do things to my genitals. My penis with the vacuum cleaner and the homemade penis pump. What is that? What was their disfigurement by penis? Intentionally caused me to cause by operating some advanced technology acting on my neurological processes that has the ability to directly cause me to have like intense states and cause me to have thoughts that like I very much that can cause me to that can certainly cause me to do things. I'm pretty sure it certainly caused me to do things. This technology. Just by like causing me to have thoughts, but just by doing things to like my neurological system. It can simulate me like coming to the conclusion of like thinking that is a good idea. It can do that, and it can also just go, wow, I really want to do something. I'm about to do something. Also, it can also cause you to do that. I think so. Like those sorts of things. I'm really going to go smoke some marijuana, or I'm really going to eat something, or I'm really going to masturbate, or I'm really going to have sex, or I'm really going to, steal something, or I'm really going to spend money, or, guy can has the ability to, someone operating this technology, this technology has the ability to cause somebody to want to do something. Under circumstances manifesting extreme indifference to the physical well-being of another person, physical or psychological well-being. I think it was indifferent. I think there was possibly also to any concern or difference to someone's physical or to my physical and psychological well-being and or psychological well-being. There was also extreme indifference. There was alone and or also indifference, extreme indifference to the physical well-being of my penis, and also the psychological well-being of myself. One in the sexual assault with the vacuum and the penis pump. Two with the cooking of my neurological system. Okay, so there's a lot going on in Mayhem, Section 205. There's the stuff with the penis pump, 2013 and or 2014, and there's the stuff 2014, and there's all the neurological system cooking and induced thoughts and induced perceptions by this done by people operating this advanced technology or this suspected advanced technology that occurred 2014 to 2020 and 2011 to 2020, or during 2011 to 2020. That's Section 205 of Part 1, Title 8, Chapter 2, Mayhem of the California Penal Code. Wow. Okay, gonna be taking a look at Section 206 of Part 1, Title 8, Chapter 2 of the California Penal Code. Intent to cause cruel or extreme pain and suffering for the purpose of revenge, extortion, persuasion, or for any sadistic purpose. Inflicts great bodily injury as defined in Section 12022.7 on the person of another is guilty of torture. The crime of torture does not require any proof that the victim suffered pain. Okay, we're going to look for section 12022. We already got it, 2.7. Okay. Great bodily injury means a significant or substantial physical injury. Okay, so there's the injury to my penis with the homemade penis pump and the vacuum occurring sometime during 2013 and or 2014 while I was physically located in the county of Sonoma in the state of California in the United States of America. At the time, I was a legal citizen of the United States and legal resident of the United States and legal resident of California, and I was physically located within the state of California. And I was older than the age of 18 at the time. I was older than the age of 18 at the time. So that's great bodily injury. Oh, there's also all this stuff 2014 to 2020, and from a day occurring during the first half of 2011 to 2020. There's that stuff. So yeah, it's not really so the stuff 2011 to 2020 and the stuff 2014 to 2020, I think all qualifies as great bodily injury. I think there's been significant and substantial physical injury to my physical body, to my brain, and also there might also be some sort of like I'm not sure what the state of my O is. The O, like the content of the technological accompaniment to my brain, like my O, what I know, my thoughts, my collection of thoughts, memories. It's been years of me, saying stop, me under duress, me in duress, me like saying stop, me like trying to stop people who are attacking me. I'm making this O or experiencing this O or having this O or this while I'm screwed, while they're like making me, while they're changing the content and the technological accompaniment to my brain, and I was distressed. I was dealing with people attacking me. That was like my state. I was like, people are attacking me. I'm trying to do something about it. It's been going on for years. That was, so like, what do you do? How do you deal with people who are attacking you all day long for years on end, for multiple years, every day for multiple years? And what kind of O are you making? What kind of thoughts are you having? And what's going to be like the state of my O that like I had during that period? State of my O, state of these people who are watching me, state of people who are thinking with me, state of people who are like observing what's going on. Anyway, that might be a different thing. What's going on with my O, and what's all that O going to do to me when I have thoughts at any time in the future? If I make O while I'm like distressed or while I'm being tortured, while I'm being tormented, and then that O comes back around at some later date, and like I experience that O doing something to my brain, and also like experience that O as like I experience like all like my thoughts and experience my memories. What's that going to do to me every time I experience that O? Is that like, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert at this technology, so I don't really know, but I wonder if it's gonna like do something to me, if it's gonna like even like cause me to kind of feel like, you know, to like not feel that great, or like cause me to suffer in the future, cause me to suffer in a way that's like cause me to suffer by way of like, you know, doing something, or by way of affecting how some advanced technology does something to my neurological system, my actual physical neurological system. So it's gonna like, you know, as this machine's like battering me, or possibly as this machine's battering me, it's gonna. Oh no. Okay. So would it batter me? Does it batter me every time it comes? Does the machine? Do I get battered every time that O comes back around and like it's beamed to my neurological system? Anyway, whew. That one was kind of, yeah. I kind of lost it on that one. Okay. Back to okay. So I got, where are we? Okay. California Penal Code, Part 1, Title 8, Chapter 2, Section 206. You know, I think I suffered extreme. Oh, I suffered. I think pain and suffering. So I experienced pain. I definitely experienced like psychological pain associated with like being attacked and being like tormented, being attacked in a way that like I can't really do much about. Like I can't really stop these people, you know. And I'm like, I keep saying stop, and being attacked in a way where like, you know, I knew as I was being attacked, I was like aware that, or part of the time I was aware that they were like changing my brain, changing the technological that comes to my brain, like essentially changing who I am, something that I have like a, you know, a vested interest in, you know, and you know, a very like, you know, a very real interest in who I am. So in that sense, you know, it might be said that I was experiencing like extreme psychological pain and suffering. The pain and suffering associated with knowing that like these people are like doing things to who I am, or something that I might experience as who I am, or something. Yeah, that I'm kind of losing it. Physical pain. You know, there were times I experienced gut pain with the nut. Remember the nut in the gut? Yeah, kind of intense. I'd say extreme pain. Maybe not like super extreme pain, but like, I felt pain. Maybe not even extreme pain, but it was kind of like, it was more than like a sensation, you know. When that occurred when I was at Los Osos in California. I think it might be in like, I'm not sure what county it's in. Somewhere on the coast, south of Morro Bay in California, north of Los Angeles. But I experienced like intense gut pain there when I was there, sometime during 2014, 2015, 2016, or 2017. I think it was maybe 2015 or 2016, possibly 2014. Experienced that there, and also I might have experienced that in like the gut pain when I was in Sonoma County, at least very briefly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Almost certain I experienced like at least like a, you know, less than a second, but at least like a brief instance of like intense gut pain, or like intestinal pain. So what I suspect are caused by people operating in advanced technology, remotely acting on me. Kind of like pain. There was itching. I felt intense itching when I was briefly when I was. You know, there was kind of like just general aching. I think maybe the first or second time I was at the psychiatric hospital Telecare Heritage in Oakland, in Alameda County in the state of California, either during 2018 and or 2019. I think I might have only felt the aching, at least like, I felt it might have been like a demonstration of the aching, but I still like felt like aching. And like, I was very like worried that like the aching might continue. Like, what would I do if I was just like stuck in the psychiatric hospital and just generally felt like excruciating aching throughout my entire body, and just like couldn't do anything about it. It was very like, it was kind of like, what extreme torture. Extreme torture. The aching I experienced, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like super bad. It didn't last very long. But I remember being harassed by it at least. I found it like harassing. I was being harassed by it. I'm pretty sure I was harassed. I had like a brief recollection of it being like, I gotta tell these people to stop doing this to me, or I have to roll over while I'm in bed, or I have to like sleep on my side to like lessen like the ache, or like I have to wait to fall asleep for like the ache to stop, or there was something like that. And it was like, the intensity wasn't that bad, but it definitely had like the sensation of like, wow, like it was kind of like a pervasive like aching in my body, or like there's an aching like throughout my body, or like through like a lot of my body, and it doesn't, what am I going to do if I can't stop this, or if these people don't stop? And I was like already in a psychiatric hospital on a 5150 and or 5250. So it was kind of worse. I'm not really recalling like how my state during that. I might have actually been like very much like tormented during that psychiatric hospitalization. I realize I'm like kind of smiling right now. I might have actually been like tormented during that thing. Like experienced it as like a very like tormentuous like experience. I have handwritten notes. I think I have notebooks. I think I've handwritten notes from all the 5150s, 50 and or 5250s that occurred 2018 to 2020 or 2019. Some and or all. Some or all. Describing like being sexually assaulted while I'm in like a locked psychiatric hospital. It's unreal. Unreal. Like, Yeah, all right. Don't let the advanced technology fool you. These things do occur, or it seems like as far as I can tell, these things occur. Don't let people's strange like way of dealing with this technology and like not acknowledging this technology, fool you into thinking it's not a crime. Jesus. I should say there have been like aspects of like demonstration or possible demonstration of like these people that harassed and assaulted and battered me 2014 to 2020. Like there might also be like, it's difficult to explain. They might also have like a dubious excuse of not excuse, but like reason or like motivation, possibly dubious motivation of like demonstrating, or there's all this stuff with everybody thing, or like are people observing, They also might have like a running excuse or possible excuse that they're like making me or like knowing me about all these ways that people might harass, assault, and batter me. But even if you're doing that, is that really an excuse to harass, assault, and batter me? Just to like demonstrate how I might get harassed, assaulted, and battered, or what might be reasonable to expect that I'd be harassed, assaulted, and battered in that way in the future? I don't think it is. They didn't give me notice. At least they didn't give me like clear written notice of like all this stuff, and like like they didn't give like warning of like how to like avoid being harassed, assaulted, and battered prior to them like demonstrating um, how I might be harassed, assaulted, and battered in the future by harassing, assaulting, and battering me. Every now and then they like they kind of float or explain, or like these like excuses come up that seem like they might be kind of dubious. You know, they might be real. Like, geez, you know, these people got an excuse for harassing, assaulting, and battering me the way that they did. That like somehow it's like not illegal for them to have done what they did, or what they did isn't illegal. I'd be a little concerned. If these people had some excuse that people were like buying into. In fact, I am concerned. I think these people have been harassed, assaulted, and battering me. If they have some excuse, be very skeptical of them. Please be very skeptical of any excuse these people might have. You know, it's not, I don't think it's beyond them to like, you know, like float some excuse that people might believe or might go for, just in the hopes that maybe they might just get away with it just by the fact that people that weren't like scrupulously logical about, or people weren't scrupulous about how they, scrupulous the word? I'm not sure if scrupulous is the word, about how they like evaluated these people's excuses or these people's reasons. The people who have participated in, or possibly participated in, people who have participated or suspectedly participated in harassing, assaulting, and battering. 2014 to 2020, 2010 to 2020, 2011 to 2020, during 2010, and also prior to 2010, and prior to 2004. So if they got an excuse, or they got a reason, I suggest being skeptical. I really do. Yeah. Just because a crime is perpetrated through an advanced technology doesn't mean it's not a crime. Sadistic purpose. Revenge. Might be revenge for all the sexual assault stuff, the STD stuff, sexual assault stuff. I might have participated in perpetrating or been associated with perpetrating. All the STD stuff, including genital herpes, or purported genital herpes. Genital herpes, and possibly some strange like brown spotting or freckling. Also with the suspicions and questioning about sexual assault, sexual abuse of my biological mother, Betsy Coxon. Also possibly like being a bully in grade school, junior high, and high school. Being like also like sexually aggressive and like sexually assaultative and or sexually battersome towards people, females, including females, in grade school. Being like possibly like leering at people, at females during grade school and high school. Possibly being like a burden or drain on groups of people during junior high, grade school, and high school, and possibly after high school because of like social ineptness, and also because of like strange things my parents may have done. Also because people might have known that I had the everybody thing, or the everybody thing coming, or was going to be everybody, or And also possibly because I didn't know about metaphorical. I was like slow to socialize. I didn't know about metaphorical communication for a very long time. I didn't know about like this advanced technology for a very long time. I was like a bully in high school. I was a bully in high school, junior high, and grade school. I was like cruel and torturesome towards I was cruel towards other people, like classmates, and when I was in grade school and junior high and high school, I was a bully. So that might be reasons for revenge. As far as Section 206 of 182 of the California Penal Code. Sadistic. Deriving pleasure from inflicting pain, suffering, or humiliation on others. For any sadistic purpose. For any purpose about deriving pleasure. You know, some of the people, possibly Carly Clements, possibly Sean Kevill, they might have like enjoyed or derived pleasure from causing me to suffer. Sarah Lockwood might have derived pleasure from causing me to suffer or inflicting suffering on me. You know, I think a lot of people might have derived pleasure from inflicting suffering or causing me to suffer. They might also have like had additional or separate motivations. Might have derived sadness also from it. But they might have also derived pleasure from causing me to suffer. Sure, were a lot of people causing me to suffer, or it seemed like there were a lot of people causing me to suffer. I was caused to have perceptions of a lot of people causing me to suffer. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not, yeah, kind of fading. Kind of fading. Persuasion. It's persuasion. Persuasion, a belief or set of beliefs, especially religious or political ones, or the action or fact of persuading someone or of being persuaded to do or believe something. So we gotta look up persuade. Persuade. Cause someone to do something through reasoning or argument. For the purpose of revenge, extortion, persuasion. So to persuade me, or to persuade someone. So, did anyone cause cruel or extreme pain and suffering for the purpose of persuading me and or anyone So were they trying to persuade me to not sexually assault people or participate in sexually assaulting people? Were they trying to persuade me to stop spreading herpes, genital herpes? Were they causing me to stop committing sexual assaults or like participating in committing sexual assaults? Were they trying to persuade me that I should clap my hands twice before I stand on my head? And all right, sorry, I'm trying to be more serious. Were they trying to persuade me of anything? I guess were they? Were they? Did they intentionally cause cruel or extreme pain and suffering for the purpose of persuasion? So were they causing me to suffer for the purpose of persuading me? Like they persuade me that they were better than me, or persuade me that they should be more respectful of them, or persuade me that I should not eat blueberries that I didn't purchase myself, or that persuade me that I should leave the toilet seat down, or persuade, that one was more like a general one. Were they trying to persuade me to not acknowledge what they were doing, or were they? I'm kind of scattered right now. I gotta come back and do this one. Were they actually trying to persuade me, or were there depictions of them trying to persuade me, but they were doing something else? Did it seem like they were trying to persuade me to do one thing, but they were really trying to persuade me to do something different? And was any kind of cruel or extreme pain and suffering that they were causing me, were they doing so for the purpose of persuading me? And did they inflict great bodily injury? Did they inflict significant or substantial physical injury upon me doing so? Okay. So I think all this stuff, a bunch of stuff occurred 2014 to 2020. I think collectively, everything that occurred to me 2014 to 2020 probably caused me significant or substantial physical injury. Just by the amount of like activity through this advanced technology, like essentially like cooking or like frying my physical neurological system. There's that possibility. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert. Might be. It seemed like there was a lot of activity. There's that. There's that, and did even one of those little communications to my neurological system when I'm saying stop, or any one of those, if I'm saying stop and someone like does something to my brain, I consider that significant. I consider my brain like very significant to myself. Albeit, someone could like, throw a feather at my head and it might like injure my brain, but it might not be a significant injury. So, but I think, with all like the perceived visual stuff, all the screwing, all like the like intensity, the fact that it was like day in and day out, and also by the fact that, I'd gone from a day in 2011, from the first half of 2011 through 2013, being like harassed and what I suspect assaulted and battered, like neurological assault and battery, or assault and battery on my neurological system, every day from a day in 2011 through 2013. And then after that, these people start doing all this stuff to me, doing like additional things to my neurological system, starting from late 2013 and or 2014 through 2020. And possibly like different people, or some different people, some also the same people, doing harassing, assaulting, and battering me through this advanced technology after I returned from the trip to Southern California, and then out to Texas, and then back to Sonoma County. That occurred sometime 2014, 2015, 2016, or 2017. Occurred during one of any of those years. I think it was one of those years. Yeah, I think I came back before New Year's. Pretty sure I came back before New Year's during that trip. And I'm actually not certain. Well, yeah, I think it was still like around Halloween when I think it was like around or immediately after Halloween, or soon after Halloween, that I came back from Texas that time. Okay. So yeah, I think all that assault and battery 2014 to 2020 might be considered significant, even like individual little communications. I was saying stop. I think every time I'm caused to like perceive a visual perception or perceive a thought, there might be significant injury to my brain or neurological system. Might be. Even more so by the time they're like screwing. Yeah, by the time they're screwing like every day, by the time they're screwing and I'm out like walking around, by the time I'm having like, by the time they start doing things that might be considered wooing and deeing, I'm saying stop. Yeah, I think you might like get to significant physical injury. Might even get to substantial physical injury. What else is there? There was that time they like moved my nose, or I like felt like my nose got moved like to the left a little bit of my face. I'm not sure what it looks like now. There's that. I mean, that seems like a significant injury. I mean, I felt my nose felt like sensitive. It was painful, and my nose felt extremely sensitive for like at least a few days, at least a day, if not, possibly a few days, more than a few days, possibly more than a few days. And that happened sometime 2014 to 2019. There's also the penis pump thing that happened 2013 and or 2014. Like my penis was like disfigured. It might have been to persuade me. It might have been for sadistic purposes. It might have been for revenge. I'm not sure what extort is. What is extort? Obtain something by force, threats, or other unfair means. So with this everybody thing going, I think there's a lot of publicity through this advanced technology. I think there are a lot of like powerful people observing me, like politicians, heads of state, heads of industry. So if like these if anybody's like beating the crap out of me if anyone's like injuring me, battering me in front of all these very powerful people, I think they might be obtaining something as far as like social stature, like perceptions of power, um, professional, like, I'm not sure what kind of circles would kind of like reward somebody who'd like, assault and batter me, someone who'd batter me in front of all these people. Um, and even more, and also, there's also considerations about like the sexual assaults. The sexual assaults I was involved in perpetrating, or might have been involved in perpetrating, and also the issues concerning like genital herpes and purportedly spreading genital herpes to people, or causing people to contract genital herpes, the genital herpes virus. So, including females. So, what kind of social gain, or like what kind of gain are those people, or some people going to get, including females, going to get? Social gain, professional gain, by like assaulting and battering me in front of all these people, battering me when I had the everybody thing going, battering me in front of like all these what might possibly be very powerful people, heads of industry, heads of state, politicians, battering me in front of law enforcement, like blatantly in front of law enforcement. No, there's a lot to like, yeah, you know? Right. Sean Kevel, including Sean Kevel and Carly Clements, people who might be like, consider themselves like advanced technology badasses, or like, yeah, or, yeah. Also Camille Bailey. Also, yeah, all sorts of people. All these people coming along and doing things to me. So what is that? Extort? They're obtaining something from me. Are they obtaining something from me? Well, they're obtaining something. I think they obtain something in that, or they might obtain something in like social stature, or like, yeah, even like partial social stature, or social stature in some circles, in some regards, in some like, Anyway, so so they're extorting. So even though they extort from me, do they extort from me, or do they extort? Who knows how they extort? I'm not sure. They extort by assaulting and battering me, and like whatever that does to, yeah, or however that does. So that, revenge, extortion, persuasion, or any sadistic purpose might be included in these people's purposes for causing me cruel and or extreme pain and suffering. And also inflicting great bodily injury, or inflicting significant or substantial physical injury to me, and that all the stuff that's been done to me, all the stuff that's been done to my neurological system, all the stuff that's been done to my body. That thing they did with like I can pee while I have an erection. All the stuff they've done to my genitals while I've been saying stop. Seems like significant physical injury. I think just by doing something to somebody when they're saying stop, that might constitute injury. In addition to the fact that these people have been doing things have been operating technology that's like doing things to my neurological system, doing things to like my urinary plumbing, so to speak. The things that my penis with the penis pump, thing in the vacuum. So that'd be section 206 of Part 1, Title 8, Chapter 2 of the California Penal Code. I guess it also applies to section 206.1. Pretty heavy stuff. Sure. I guess I should say, yep. I'm complaining a lot about stuff that's happened to me 2011 to 2020. I think a lot of this stuff, yeah. In addition to stuff that's happened to me 2011 to 2020, I think just there might be all sorts of like crimes that people are liable, or crimes that are illegal activity going on associated with this advanced technology, and the like people aren't talking, whoever's beaming this technology at all these people are like, yep. Yep. There might be a lot of very like large concerns. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like there's some technology that a lot of people might be like interacting with that, I generally don't see it on the TV or publicized or talked about on television. I'm complaining about crimes, and I'm also not unaware that this technology, or what I suspect is an advanced technology, that a lot of people interact with, whether they know about it or not. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it's not a technology. What was the definition of technology? I suspect it might be some kind of like electronic technology, but I really don't know. Maybe it's aliens, maybe it's some physical phenomena, maybe it's maybe I'm delusional. I admit it might be so, but I strongly suspect. It might also be, I might also not be like actually here sitting on a chair, but I strongly suspect that I am. You know what I mean? I'm limited by my own perception, but I'm fairly confident I'm sitting in front of a computer making a video. Although I admit, I might be delusional. I might not really be sitting in front of a computer, but I highly suspect that I am sitting in front of a computer right now. I've drinking coffee and smoked marijuana today. I think I've also drinking water. What have I eaten today? I've eaten some smoked salmon. Might have eaten some bread earlier. Might not have. I'm not exactly sure what I've eaten today. I think I might have eaten some mixed nuts. Okay. Audio file. Audio file is audio file 200125_002.wav. It's currently at 9 hours, 30 minutes, and 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds. I'm available for questioning. My email address is 123info@gmail.com. It's the digits 123, the word info, the letters abcd@gmail.com. If you send me an email with a phone number and a good time to call, I can I check my email regularly, and I can use the phone line at the house here. Sometimes I get calls if you call the house. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get messages. Sometimes I don't. So it's not like a reliable way to contact me. If you send an email, if you send an email with a phone number and a good time to call, I usually check my email regularly. I can either do that or send an email back in response. I can meet at like a police station or like a courthouse or like even at like a hotel lobby or like a train station or like a where else? I can meet at like a park in the Bay Area. Sometimes I can get a car and travel in the Bay Area. Preferably I'm not sure about preferably. I can meet at a park in Sonoma County. I can walk to Shiloh Ridge Regional Park in Sonoma County from the house that I live at. I can do video conferencing. I can go to Santa Rosa. I can do video conferencing, like online video conferencing, or like Skype or whatever Gmail thing is. Telephone, email, letters. I receive letters. Anyway, the phone number that I'm like unreliably reachable at is 1-707-838-1324. Better off like sending an email to 123info@abcd@gmail.com. I also receive letters addressed through letters sent through the U.S. mail, addressed to Benjamin Coxon, 230 Chris Street. That's CHRIS Street in Windsor, WINDSOR, California 95492. If you know of any like doctors or civil attorneys, California civil attorneys that deal with like advanced technologies, I might be interested to hear their name and contact info, or receive their name and contact info. I'm a U.S. citizen, and I officially request official investigation and prosecution of crimes perpetrated against me, including crimes perpetrated through advanced technologies occurring during 2011 to 2020 and during any time and all time, or possibly occurring any time and all time. I suspect I may have been harassed, assaulted, and battered, and possibly sexually harassed, sexually assaulted, and sexually battered by federal and or state law enforcement officers, or like a former state law enforcement officer. So possibly by federal law enforcement officers, possibly a former and or current California Highway Patrol officer. And there might have been, There might have been some sort of stuff with like local police. There might have been like local cops or local sheriff's deputies. There might have been. I'm not sure. Maybe like towards the beginning, like 2014 or like 2015, 2016, or possibly even 2017, 2018, 2019. Maybe 2020. I don't think so. 2020. Might have been 2020, but anyway, I don't think 2020. With like the local, like Sonoma County sheriff, possibly. Yep, possibly. Possibly not though. Also possibly not. Possibly like, yeah, might not have been. I'm not sure about that. But you know, like I said earlier in the video, possible involvement or at least involvement of like people portrayed as, or perceptions of people being portrayed as law enforcement officers, federal law enforcement officers, perpetrating or portrayed as perpetrating or was led to perceive possible indicators that they were perpetrating harassment, assault, and battery of me, and were also themselves federal law enforcement officers. This occurred occurring during 2014 to 2020, while I myself was located in the county of Sonoma in the state of California, United States of America. At the time, I was a U.S. citizen and legal resident of California and physically located in the state of California. I request official investigation and access to official investigative reports, including information regarding track and trace of specific assaults and batteries to particular perpetrators of this advanced technology that caused me to be harassed, assaulted, and battered through this advanced technology. So I request a copy of official law enforcement reports, including reports about information about track and trace of individual assaults and batteries, to track and trace to the individual person, or the person who sent the individual person who sent the command to this while operating this advanced technology that resulted in me being harassed, assaulted, and battered, and or battered. So I suspect there might have been involvement of federal law enforcement officers, U.S. federal law enforcement officers, and I'm officially demanding a copy of official investigative reports of crimes perpetrated against me through advanced technologies during 2011 to 2020, including information about track and trace of individual assaults and individual occurrences or counts of assaults and batteries, or acts of assaults and batteries and harassments of me to the advanced technology operators who sent the command through this advanced technology or to this advanced technology to perform the action that was that constituted harassment, assault, and or battery of me. Attention, attention, important, important. Attention, investigators. The past 5 minutes of this video and of this audio recording. It's currently about 7:03 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on January 25th, 2020. I'll try to get this audio recording, this video uploaded to OneDrive before Friday of this coming week, possibly before Monday of this coming week. I'll possibly try to get this audio recording and video uploaded. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I might fall asleep and I'm not sure what I'm going to do. That video is January 2010, or January 2020. Woo, thank you. Alrighty. Makes a little news here for date and time. That was a good video. Might have been a good video. Might have been, I'm not sure. Okay. This will be TV, television. Let's see. The cable television on-screen guide reads 7:05 p.m. So reads SAT 1/25. This is going to be channel 1202 CNN HD. Looks like the show is CNN Tonight with Don Lemon.
Source was extremely pleased, which is no surprise since it was almost as if they took their opening directly from the president's tweets. Okay? So, how many times have you seen him tweet, "I did nothing wrong"?
We believe that when you hear the facts, and that's what we intend to cover today, the facts.
Try Mr.
It's true, though.
Where's the other one?
This is channel 1210, FNC HD, the Greg Gutfeld show.
His name's Gary. He's a good listener.
Okay, is that everything?
Where did you hide that? Same place I hid the chapstick. Oh, jeez.
It's gonna get weirder. We know. Disgusting. We know how this ends, and so do the Dems. You can guarantee when Trump's acquitted, they will howl that the fix was in, another abuse of power. But they're hoping. The president's team.
This is channel 1211, FBN HD.
In the House proceedings, where we couldn't call any witnesses. The White House counsel couldn't be present there. But the strongest argument of the facts, the four facts I just talked about, are all on the president's side.
And this is, to me, interesting. Senator McConnell says the session...
So, that's approximately north.
For several hours.
The video camera is facing approximately north.
Well, I think they'll be to the weekend.
It's channel 1215, MNBC HD.
Tax giveaway in history to rich people and those very corporations who are now paying very low taxes. This guy is a fake in terms of producing for the American people economically. He's done a bad job and he's going to do a worse job. And his
channel 2. Okay. Okay, so it's dark outside. The video camera is facing approximately west. The video camera is now facing approximately east. Audio file 200125_002.wav is currently at 9 hours, 44 minutes, and 31 seconds, 32 seconds, 33 seconds. I'm probably gonna smoke some marijuana, eat something, maybe go to sleep. Maybe I'll get motivated to do another video, but yeah, I'm not sure. I don't want to get like burnt out, you know, but yeah. Alrighty. hallway. This is the laundry room. It's the laundry room. This is the thermostat. This is the little quick user guide to the thermostat. This hallway runs this way, so approximately north-south. Master bedrooms at the end of the hallway. There's the bathroom. There's the next room on this side. Laundry room is on that side. There's a bedroom on the other side of the bathroom, and there's a bedroom on the other side of the laundry room. So there's two bedrooms. The doorways are across the hallway from each other. The hallway turns it's like half of 45 degrees, possibly half of 90 or 45 degrees. Is that 45 degrees? 180, 90, 45. Yeah, about 45 degrees. Goes for a little bit, like maybe less than 3 feet or 3 feet. And then the front door is just about right there. Alright, so the front door is that way. I'm pointing directly at the front door right now. The kitchen is that way. You go this way and then veer left and you walk into the kitchen. Right there is the dining room. That way is the most approximate southwestern room of the house. It's either the living room or the family room. And on the other side of the kitchen, on the far side of the kitchen is a living room or family room. There's a large screen TV, a couch, 2 chairs, at least 2 chairs, a fireplace, gas fireplace. It's a gas and wood burning fireplace, but right now it's hooked up to a gas burning apparatus type thing. It has broken glass in the fireplace under the gas thing. The garage is about that way. It's kind of I guess it'd be the most. If the garage is part of the house, it'd be the most southeastern part of the house. The street address that the house is the street of the street address runs approximately east-west, and it's that way. It's south of the house, running approximately east-west. There's a house immediately to the west of the house. There's a street. There's a side yard, and then a street. There's a street. There's a street before the next house on the east side of the house. There's a side yard, and then the next house, or 2 side yards, including the fence. To the west of the house. I might try and hook the computer up to an extension cord tomorrow and do a video tour of the house and possibly a video tour of outside and around the house. I don't have a phone with a video camera, but the computer has a video camera with the screen. So I might try to do that tomorrow. I should probably scan receipts and other stuff that's on the floor. But I gotta write a letter. I gotta write a letter to the court, to the sheriff, and the FBI, and the DOJ, and the U.S. Attorney's Office, and the Sonoma County District Attorney's Office, and the Windsor Police Department, and the Santa Rosa Police Department about trying to get court order. I have a court order medical evaluation. Trying to get the court order medical evaluation video recorded or audio recorded, possibly video recorded also. I got a court ordered psychological evaluation because of having to do with the unlawfully being in a disaster area. The criminal charge I got in Sonoma County, California on October 30th for an offense that occurred or a possible offense that occurred on October 30th, 2019. Then I was sexually assaulted in the jail, and I reported being sexually assaulted in the Sonoma County jail. I spent the night of October 30th and the morning of October 31st, 2019 in the Sonoma County jail in Santa Rosa. I think it's called the Main Adult Detention Facility. It's a jail right next to the state county courthouse in Santa Rosa, Sonoma County, California. And I complained about that to the Sonoma County Sheriff. I complained about that to the Sonoma County Sheriff and the Santa Rosa Police. The Sonoma County Sheriff's Department runs the jail, but the jail is located in the in the city of Santa Rosa, in the county of Sonoma, state of California. I complained to both the Santa Rosa Police and the Sonoma County Sheriff's Office. I've sent letters complaining to. I'm pretty sure I've sent letters complaining about being sexually assaulted in the jail to the California Highway Patrol, the Sonoma County Sheriff, the Santa Rosa Police Department, the FBI, the U.S. Attorney's Office, the Sonoma County District Attorney's Office, the United States Department of Justice, the United States Department of Justice Inspector General. I'm not sure about the Inspector General, but I sent at least to the Sonoma County Sheriff and the FBI, and the Sonoma County District Attorney's Office, and the United States Department of Justice. Pretty sure. I sent so many freaking letters. I got like records of it. I got records of the stuff scanned. I got records of scanned stuff. I've complained. I'm trying to get the psychological evaluation recorded because of people's strange attitudes towards advanced or what might be advanced technologies. Okay. So I'm trying to get the audio recorded by like a sheriff's deputy, just so it's there for evidence and so it's recorded. Got a doctor's appointment, a therapy appointment with like a neuropsychologist on Monday, the 27th of January, 2020. Got an appointment with a Kaiser therapist sometime during the first or second week of February 2020. I gotta get that letter in the mail by Monday. Oh, it's important. Hopefully by Monday. Okay. Well. Ready. Excuse me. I'll keep the audio recorder going for a while, but I think I'm gonna end video. Ready. The clock on the computer currently reads 7:18 p.m. The Wi-Fi shows that it's connected. The Wi-Fi internet shows that it's connected to the computer. So it's currently about 7:18 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on January 25th, 2020 AD or Common Era. I'm currently located in the county of Sonoma in the state of California, United States of America, on the planet Earth, in the solar system, in the Milky Way galaxy, and in the universe. End video.